Hi, Journal 9. So the organization I chosen was America the Beautiful. Basically, it's underlining what healthy and what not healthy. Um, Rather being overweight is healthy or being fat is healthy or not. That's pretty much what the gist of the organization does. They basically on this one is they make movies, and they use celebrities, sports actors, actresses, whatever, and portray them as being larger than what they normally are. So you can see the idea that it can happen to anybody or anything really. I think the piece for using the celebrities is, of course, like everything else, with sponsorships and whatnot. It draws the people in to actually watch the video or participate in the organization by either donations or whatever. But so that's the message they're working on, is the overweight healthy. Basically, what it said was they're talking about the overweight, and I've got it over here too. So I've wrote it on my other computer, so I'm kind of looking at that and trying to do this and look at the questions. So that's what they're trying to counter or fight, is the overweight, heaviness, overweight, or even anorexia. Is overweight being healthy? Is healthy being overweight? So they use celebrities to do this. Basically, the whole gist is what the person themselves feel is overweight or unhealthy. Then that's where it comes into. So the emotion that you have, like yourself. Am I overweight? Am I unhealthy? How do I change it? What do I do? How can I fix it? That's basically what it's trying to get people to understand and see. So basically, he's made two movies so far: America the Beautiful and America the Beautiful 2. And 2, it just brings out more, celebrities. So, what's the third question here? So what really causes obesity in America? It's kind of what they're going for in the second movie. In the first movie was kind of a little bit about that, but the second movie is more involved into it. And even as far as the second movie, the title of the movie, obviously it's America the Beautiful 2, but the title is The 10 Commandments. So obviously it has to play off the 10 Commandments. Someone will read it. 10 Commandments, but it's actually the 10 Commandments. So it's something somebody would realize or recognize immediately, and may draw them into watching it or previewing what the movie's about. And it relays to what the doctors are saying, what's overweight or what's fat versus healthy. And again, it's all about money. It could be about politics, money. Could be really about anything, but even this is about money. The more people they watch, the more people donate, the more credibility they have as I guess a guru or a subject matter expert per se. They use real scenes, surgeries. It's comedy, but emotional. They have real people too, that just talk in general, and then they have, of course, actors and surgeries that go along with being overweight or anorexia, or how ways to fix these, and whether they're good or bad. What the doctors say, of course, the nutrition part of it, they're making a killing. GNC, all the vitamins, minerals, supplements you can take that supposedly, the cure-all pill. Take one pill and you lose 50 pounds, and you don't have to change anything you do. You can still eat your Burger King, you can still eat whatever you want, and you still lose weight by taking these pills. And some of the websites are, we'll give you a 30-day free trial. If you try this, pay nothing. If you're not satisfied, return it. However, but the 30 days start from the day you order it, not from the day you receive it. So by the time you get to, 15, 20 pills down, and you've got about 10 left, you're already over your due date, and you try and give it back, and you can't. You have to pay for it. So it's all about money, and it's all about how they make it. The obesity and is not just women; it's men as well. Even for anorexia, it's mostly been women, but there are men out there. So trying to portray that and show different contributing factors to what's going on in America and the obesity. So on top of that, then he has specialists, doctors, surgeons, schools, government, that come on, and he interviews them just to see what really healthy is. Can you be different weights? Can you be different sizes and still be healthy? With advancing technology, we have so many different medical options now, that everything from liposuction to laser surgery, cool sculpting, certain things like this. You can do all kind of things where you don't have to go through pain and suffering, I guess. And it's not too expensive, but whether it works or not, it's I don't know. I know people that's had some bariatric surgery, gastric bypass, and it helps. Some of them it doesn't. It doesn't cure but the appetite enough. They just eat and they get sick and eat again, and it's just reoccurring. So as far as the primary audience, I feel the primary audience, of course, is everybody in general, but I think it portrays mostly to the obese or the anorexic, somebody with an issue already. I think that's who it portrays to, that you don't have to be this way just because someone says it is, or you are. Some things I liked about the campaign is it shows real life what can and cannot happen. Obviously some of the questions in there and the answers are good and receptive. Some of them in there, can it be true or not? I think it depends on the person that's answering the question versus the person giving the question, how he words it, or sends it to someone else, how they return the response. Some things that I think can be taken out on his website. He has the Statue of Liberty, obviously a larger Statue of Liberty, and then another one with the a tape around it, a tape around her belly. She's holding lipstick and she's got mascara. So kind of like painting the Statue of Liberty as a lady. So again, I think it's portraying more to the women, and I don't necessarily think it's a good thing. Women get a bad rap already, and in general, it's a male or a female disease and issue today. His website has various stories. Drug companies defend diet drugs. Precious, the actress Precious, on one show she's very dark, and then on Elle magazine she's lighter in color. So is that a good thing or a bad thing? Obviously it's been doctored, so it's not really true. So how much credibility does it have for them doing those things? Obviously it's not truthful, so what's the rest of it saying? Most of it, some of it's true, some of it's not true, and it's up to the audience to decide. Most of it more general about talking, people just talking about, you know, what's going on, how they're eating, but you know, self-promotion, you know, of everybody they're interviewing, but really not getting into what the problem is, and what the solution to the problem is. So in some of the first video, they were referring to basically women, and how ads or whatever portrayed what the women felt like. And a few of them, you know, majority of them said it made them feel unattractive or not beautiful. And then they blamed it on the media, you know, because that's what right's supposed to look like, and they don't look right. One of the keys on America the Beautiful video, and I'll play you an excerpt of it. Hopefully you can hear it, but it's about a 12-year-old black girl that was modeling. That she was a model, so that was her focus in life, and not school, but she was a model. And then I'll just play this interview section of that.
Rising model.
Now that's Gary.
Who booked runway shows from New York to Paris. Then it all ended.
People have nerve to call me obese. Obese? Okay. Let's see here. When I walk, my legs don't even rub together.
Roberts, who filmed Garen Taylor over 4 years, says little did he know he was actually documenting her downfall. Garen, now 18, says she was labeled fat when she began fitting into a size 4, so she starved herself.
Because of what the industry was telling me, and I was trying to get back to a certain weight and size.
The high school senior now spends her days in a classroom instead of on the catwalk. Roberts says she's an example of how unrealistic beauty standards can chip away at a young girl's self-esteem and career.
We need to get it in check because we're entering a state of moral decay if we don't.
Garen Taylor's.
So anyhow, this girl still models a little bit, but now she wants to be the role model to women. So she wants to be taken out of that idea. So hopefully you like the video, and what's not working so well, what would I change or revise? I think it needs to be less about him and them, and more of the topics and how to get out of the situation that you're in. What are some of the ways to fix it? That's it for Journal 9. See you next week.